What's happening, guys? Yeah, you see over my shoulder, I'm actually out in the shop. I was out in the shop some last week too, and I shot 3 videos and screwed all 3 of them up. Just not been on my game, so we're going to try again today. But first, we have a quick little unboxing to do. See if I can get through this unboxing. Let me just turn you guys around over this way so that you can see. Got us an unboxing. It's from Raul. And Raul lives in Nebraska. I'll let you guys read. You can pause that and read it. It's Mr. Grimm on YouTube. Very, very kind, Raul. Thank you so much. And there are 3 different plates. One is a Nebraska commercial truck plate. The other is a trailer plate. And then the other has, I'm assuming, the national or the state flower and the state bird. So really, really neat. And I will get those hung up ASAP. And so there's some other things that's been going on out here in the shop. I'm going to move the microphone around, and I actually took a little bit of time and swept the floor up, got everything cleaned up. This is the Troy build. Its hood's over there on XXX. I forget what horsepower this thing is. It's a single cylinder twin cam, 22 horsepower Kohler. We thought it had a blown head gasket, but we didn't have a blown head gasket. All we had was a leaky valve cover. You can see all the oil buildup and everything on that valve cover. Leak down tested just fine on this. So I went to Parts Tree. That's my standby parts ordering outlet online, and ordered a valve cover gasket and a new air filter, a new oil filter, and we'll be getting all this stuff taken care of just as soon as I get healed up, and hopefully the grass will wait on me. The steering was super stiff on this thing. I got the steering loosened up. I still need to do a lot of cleaning and get all the grass and everything out from under it so that I can get in and lubricate the steering gears down below. But this one needs to get done. The John Deeres are all gone, all 3 of them. I got those finished up. And here's my lame attempt at a fire. It's trying. It's doing more smoking than it is burning, but it'll get up there. But we've got something in the shop for Miss Zippo. And it came, when did it get here? Thursday, I think it was, Thursday or Friday, something like that. It's yellow and white and big. Currently she's using a Gravely 34-inch zero turn to mow 3 acres. Zippo was like, that's unacceptable. That's not going to get it. So, did some scouring, and I found, bam, get you some of that. It is a Cub Cadet 1500 series GT 1554. Has a big 54-inch deck as opposed to a 34, so 20 inches bigger. Big Kohler Courage, 27 horsepower. There's like 517-ish hours on it in that ballpark. And I do have a wiring issue that I need to chase down, find out what the problem is. I think I've just got to ground a wire that has lost its insulation and has gone to ground. Right here is a fuse link. It's kind of hard to see. Got a fuse stuffed in there, 20 amp fuse. I can start it up, and I will start it up for you guys, let you hear it run. But the input wire right here, or excuse me, the output wire. The input wire stays nice and cool. It's fine. It's the output wire that goes to the engine, to the ignition, that is getting hot. I mean, roasting hot, to the point where it warped the fuse. It didn't blow the fuse, but it warped the plastic on the fuse. So, but it's okay to start for just quick little runs. So we'll go ahead and do that now, let you guys hear it. Come over here and just pull the choke. And I've already got the foot brake depressed, so I don't need to be sitting on it in order to start it. Come up here. Let's see what kind of hours we have on this thing. 519.9 hours. Alright, I've got it. Let's give it just a little bit of throttle. Are you ready? Contact, and it has been just firing right up. That's enough of that. It has a outlet adapter, 12 volt accessory outlet adapter, so you can charge your listening device as you're going along. Fold up armrest, a fully adjustable seat, moves forward and back. 6 position deck leveling. It is a hydrostat. It should make Miss Zippo a very good replacement, and a really easy to read gas tank too, which is nice. Should make Miss Zippo a very good replacement for her poor old Gravely. This one was bought at auction by KT Pawn, and I worked it off. It's even got brand new blades on it, which is kind of crazy. You just never expect something like that from an auction house. But the fuse blowing issue, I'm sure, was probably part of why it just went by the wayside. So I will tear into it, figure out why the fused link is getting hot, and remedy that, and then it'll be ready to go to Miss Zippo's. So is there anything else going on in the shop? Well, some things have gone on. Like I said, I did my best at shooting videos with very little success, but I'll take you out here. And I'll just give you the real quick down and dirty once-overs of, yes, it is April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. We had 2.5 inches of snow Saturday night into Sunday. How awesome is that? Not! Kerplunk. So I've done some things with Sylvester. One of the things, as you can see back here, maybe, is that the cargo lights are now working, and the third brake light works as well. I suppose I could shut that off. Click. I went in and I cleaned the carpets. The carpets were just absolutely dreadful. So I got the carpets cleaned. You guys already know that I took care of the door handles. I had forgotten to put a clip on that door handle's power motor for the power door locks, so that door panel had to come back off anyway, because it has new speakers in the doors now. Just some cheap Orions or I forget, they're just cheap speakers. I forget what they were, what their name was, but they'll work because the other ones just didn't work. And I was also asked if I got the marker lights for the door reflectors, if I got those lights working. That one's working, as you can see, and that one is also working. So yes, I got those working. The truck is functioning really well. Let's dip under them. The reason the doors are open is because I'm drying the carpet out. That was a frustrating thing. I went to my local Stop and Wash, and no, that's not sitting on the seat, there's a towel under it. Went to my local Stop and Wash to shampoo my carpets on a really nice 60-degree day. Yeah, and the shampooer wasn't working. So I poked $5 in the thing. This is what I used to, my old Stanley stainless steel shop vac. It's what I used to suck up the moisture after I clean the carpets. But we got a new spring idler and then also a new static idler down there. Not done anything else under the hood yet. I do have the typical leaking oil feed lines coming off of the transmission going to the oil filter, so those will need some attention. I also attempted to charge the AC, and my high pressure side right here, that line right there, is also bad, has a hole in it, so that needs replaced. What else? Did the oil change. It's got a brand new battery in it. Did the oil change, new air filter, new oil filter, and went through, and I've just been cleaning everything up on it. It's cleaning up pretty nice. For a work truck, light gray carpet isn't, the best choice, but got the birds fighting in the brush pile. But anyway, there's Tweety. And I had to move that seat, and when I moved the seat, Sylvester fell back down behind the seat. So let's go rescue Sylvester, shall we? Come on back up here, kitty. And get the seat pushed back. There we go. And we got Sylvester. So Sylvester just sits right back here, and he doesn't get in my way, and he keeps watch over things just like Clifford does. You can see everything cleaned up really well in the truck, even for being light gray. There's a couple other things I did, and I can't remember offhand exactly what they were. The vent on the other side was missing the shut-off lever on it, so went and grabbed one of those from the junkyard. I actually wound up going through 5 of these third brake light / cargo lights before I finally found a good one off of a 1997. I did find a good one off of an extended cab, but it being an extended cab, the profile's a little different on the back of the roof line above the window. So let's get back in the shop, and we'll see. Oh, we're kind of smoky in here. We're smoking, and I've got the blower fan out in Sylvester taking care of things. Come on, draft, you bugger. It may eventually start. The only reason I lit that was so that I could shut the main heater off so that you guys weren't having to listen to a whole bunch of racket. The side toolboxes, they're not going to go back on. I like having just the single box, and I was able to, I really only used 2. I used this box and the main box. This box has all of my climbing gear in it, well, for felling trees. There has to come a point in time in your life when you realize that it's time to hang up your spurs, so to speak. So I am no longer going to be climbing in order to fell trees. So I'll keep a couple things. I'll keep my harness, and then any kind of tree work that I do aloft or up above, I will do in a bucket. Stay put. Well, you guys listen. Well, you're just staying right there, just patiently waiting. That's awesome. It is really smoky in here. That's funny. I appreciate everybody. I had a really good turnout on the live stream last night, and I want to thank everybody for showing up. We had a peak of 35 at one point, and you guys are awesome at interacting with one another as well as interacting with me, and we have a mix of just about anything that, it's like sitting in somebody's garage, just sitting around having a Diet Coke or beverage of your choice, just shooting the breeze. And that's why I do the Sunday live streams. Sometimes we get into what's this, what's that, what's the other. as far as Willie asked when did the balance weights come into play on the Kohlers, and had another gentleman talking about getting one of his tractors up and running that was Kohler powered by a K301, K181. But anyway, I really enjoy the live streams, and I do them more for myself than I do for you guys, so that I can just chat with you and interact with you and have a good time. So if you guys want to spread the word that most Sundays, I probably won't be on this Sunday because I'll be recovering from my surgical procedure that I'm getting done this Thursday. If you guys want to spread the word, spread the word. And I'm going to show you some up and coming things. On top of the huge heavy workload that's coming in. Move the microphone again. Okay. No, this is not a horizontal Vanguard. It is a vertical Vanguard, 18 horsepower. I was going to rebuild it for a gentleman that I'm good friends with, but he found another one. So this one's been put on the back burner, but it's not dead. It's going to get finished. The same thing with Trader. Trader really doesn't need much to get finished. You just need to put the exhaust on it. More or less, just get the exhaust on and get it wired up. And then Gord, if you're watching this, I'm going to check. I know I have a variable drive bevel gearbox, and I know that I have an old style bevel gearbox that will work with the Vickers hydros. These two, one or the other or both, may very well be off of a hydro. Yours is a Sunstrand powered hydro. So what I need for you to do for me is to take me pictures of the cross shaft, this shaft here, with the pulleys off if possible, and I need to see both sides so that I can compare and see if I have one of these boxes. I've not called Ron yet this morning, that I told you I was going to get in touch with Ron, who's the later model guru on these things, but I will call him. But let's give it a chance that one of these two bevel gearboxes will be good for your application, and if one of them is, then you and I can work something out. And I am pretty sure that I've already gone through one of the two, and we were also talking about the different gears and whatnot, Gord, the helical cut and straight cut bevel gears, and I just happen to have a set of each here, so I'm going to set them on. Sorry you guys, I don't know what you guys are looking at there. Let's take a look here at just how good a quality you get with Simplicity versus most other right angle or bevel gearboxes. Typically this is the type of gear that you're going to have, and these will come together and they'll mesh, and that'll be your right angle gear. You'll have a shaft coming in this way and a shaft going through that way to change the direction of the power output. But you can see they are not helical cut gears, they're just straight cut gears. Helical cut gears are much more durable, last a much longer time, and are much less prone to damage by sudden impact, so on and so forth. But where you usually suffer with a bevel gearbox that is powering a Sunstrand hydro, not so much the Vickers, but the Sunstrands, is your keyways are going to get wore out. Not on the gear itself, but on your shafts. Your keyway shafts will get wore out. I think I've got a shaft just hanging out over here. Yeah, here's a shaft. But where that gear mounts into, that gear will start to slop left and right. And that's why setting your lash is so important, and making sure that your woodruff key is in a good position, or that your woodruff key is in good shape, that it is in good condition rather, not in a good position. But at any rate, Gord, I may be able to help you out myself. Sorry, I just bumped the bottom of the camera. I may be able to help you out myself with the bevel gearbox, but I will still get a hold of Ron. Ron can probably more readily grab one off the shelf for you. But like I say, get me some pictures of your cross shaft. I may be able to help you out. And then Boneyard Garage was talking about wanting a starter generator for his Kohler powered wheel horse, and the difference between what he needs and what I have. If you look here, these are all long frames with the exception of this one. That is a short frame right there. It's just the distance of the casing right here. And then your mount is going to be different as well. And I do not have, this is not the proper one for your wheel horse, but you want the shorter frame, and I'll get a tape measure and measure that out for you, because that also places your ears where the ears need to be. But I do not have the mount. The mount will not mount in the typical place. I don't have a tractor out here where I can show you. Well, I guess I can show you on these. You can see right here how this mount is mounted to the engine. It's mounted up high. Yours is going to mount really low on the engine, and we can't get over here to see the Kohler that I have that has one mounted to it, but it's a 12 horse and it wouldn't work either because it's a large frame. But anyway, Boneyard, there's just a little bit of kind of worthless information at this point, but that is what you're looking for, is a short frame starter generator. And we'll get a tape measure here, and you're going to measure just the frame itself, which is what I'm going to do. So when you do get one sourced, you can let people know, hey, I need one that is X number of inches long, and it needs to spin in the right direction. You see that yellow one over there? That's for an older Cub International Harvester Cub Cadet, and it spins opposite of what all the rest of these spin at. As these are sitting, let me think, I got to get oriented right. These turn, as you're looking at it right now on the tail cap, it's turning clockwise. If you were to look at the front of it, it's turning, I don't want to be wrong, hang on, I got to get my bearings. If I turn, I'm going to turn around for a second so I can get my bearings. I'm thinking, hang on. You know, as you're facing it, I apologize. As you're facing it, it's going to turn clockwise. Not from the back. As you're facing it, it's going to turn clockwise. So that one turns anti-clockwise. The pulley itself, as you're facing it, turns anti-clockwise. Yours wants to turn clockwise. And the length of your frame needs to be, and it's not just a matter of changing your battery poles either, because then you end up going from a positive ground to a negative ground system and your charge won't work. It's a 6-inch frame. So Boneyard, that one's for you. Gord, I took care of you there. Just get back with me and let me know. If your shafts are in good shape and all you need are a couple of gears and your bearings and seals are good, you know, I might be able to help you out in that regard too. Because as we all know, all that stuff's becoming like hen's teeth. And I have gone on long enough. There's some information for you guys, as well as a little update. And I can turn the camera around again here. There we go. And hopefully, I don't know why my settings are showing up there. Hopefully you guys are able to muddle through this 24 minute video. I'm not going yet. I'm going to keep plugging away at making videos. So I'll see you guys on the next one and on the flip side of this procedure, and I'll keep you guys updated as best I can. If you want, you can click down there and subscribe, and here are a couple of my older videos. I will catch you on the next one. Zippo later. I'm out of here.